This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for November 23, 2022. And in the news this afternoon, men in custody after gun and 50 rounds of ammo found in refrigerator. The police are reporting the seizure of an illegal firearm and 50 rounds of ammunition in a refrigerator at a premises on Balcon Avenue in Kingston on Tuesday. 2 men were taken into custody in relation to the find. However, their identities are being withheld pending further investigation. Reports from the Harborview Police are that about 9:30 a.m., lawmen were in the area when a premises occupied by 2 men was searched. During the search, a 9mm Smith & Wesson pistol with 2 magazines and 59mm rounds of ammunition were found in an oats box that was inside a refrigerator, according to the police. The men were then arrested. Trailer overturns on Marcus Garvey Drive. An 18-wheeler tractor trailer carrying a container has overturned at the intersection of Marcus Garvey Drive and the Portmore Toll. Motorists traveling within the 3 miles area of St. Andrew should expect delays. There is now heavy congestion in the area. Motorists are being advised by the police to use alternate routes until the vehicle has been cleared from the roadway. Motorists are also reminded to obey the directions of the police at the scene. Beenie Man injures ankle in bike crash. Dancehall superstar Beenie Man reportedly injured his ankle when a taxi collided with a bike he had been riding in the corporate area on Monday. A source close to the Sim Sim DJ said that he suffered injuries to his lower leg and was briefly hospitalized but has since been released. Beenie Man stopped to talk to somebody and a taxi man came around the corner and collided with him, injuring his ankle, a source told the news. The artist's girlfriend Camille Lee took to Instagram Live on Tuesday to reassure fans that the king of the dancehall escaped a serious injury in the fender bender. The live feed also showed Beenie alongside others watching World Cup football. Beenie Man, given name Moses Davis, also reassured the fans that he was well, but fans commented that his lower leg was bandaged in the clip. Patterson and the co-accused case transferred to the St. James Circuit Court. The case against Rasheen Patterson, the man charged with the murder of social media influencer Anika Slickiana Townsend, is to begin shortly in the St. James Circuit Court. It was a similar case for his co-accused 47-year-old security guard Rohan Earlby Rose, who was charged with the offense of misprision of felony. Rose is accused of either being involved in the matter and/or failing to notify the authorities. When the matter was called up for the first time against Patterson in the St. James Parish Court, the prosecution told the presiding judge Sasha Ashley that it was the intent of the Director of Public Prosecution to end the case in the parish court and have it transferred to the circuit court. "Sir, your matter is being transferred to the circuit court today," Ashley told Patterson. Judge Ashley also told Rose that the case against him was also being transferred to the circuit court. "Mr. Rose, your matter is connected to the king against Rasheen Patterson, as you were aware. It is the intent of the prosecution, as I understand, to have both matters dealt with together," stated Judge Ashley. "Your matter will stop at this stage and begin immediately in the circuit court," Judge Ashley added. Construction worker charged with rape of 4-year-old. A 26-year-old construction worker was on Tuesday charged with raping his 4-year-old neighbor in Westmoreland. He has been identified as Delano Jarrett, otherwise called Dolo, from the parish. Reports from the police are that the child was left at Jarrett's mother's house. During her absence, it is alleged that Jarrett sexually abused the child. A report was made to the police and he was arrested on November 8. The report said a statement was recorded from the complainant on Tuesday implicating him and he was subsequently charged. His court date is being finalized. JFJ urges Senate to reject the extension of SOEs. Human rights group Jamaicans for Justice is urging the Senate to reject an extension of the state of emergency given the unlawful use of the security measure. JFJ says even with the most improved regulations, such a move would be what it calls a veiled attempt to make an unlawful use of the states of emergency as a crime-fighting tool more palatable. It is urging the Senate to vote on conscience and not along party lines. JFJ is also reminding the opposition that it has a right and a duty to oppose the government's policies if it believes the public interest and the constitutional protections are at stake. The government on Tuesday used its majority in the House of Representatives to approve the extension. Opposition members of parliament, except for Westmoreland Central MP George Wright, abstained from the vote. But the government will need the support of at least one opposition senator in the upper house on Friday to approve the extension of the recently declared states of emergency in 7 parishes. In the Senate, the resolution also needs a 2/3 majority, that is at least 14 of the 21 senators, to be passed. But with opposition leader Mark Golding on Tuesday arguing that he took an oath in Parliament to defend the Constitution of Jamaica and therefore could not support an extension of the SOEs, it is expected that his colleagues in the Senate will take a similar stance. If approved by both houses of Parliament, the SOEs will remain in place until January 14, 2023. Westmoreland man charged with nephew's murder. The Westmoreland police have charged a 56-year-old man with the murder of his nephew on Saturday in the community of Moreland Hill. Charged with the murder of 36-year-old Kish Evans is a Fitzroy Frey, also of Moreland Hill. It was reported that Evans went to Frey's yard to talk to him when an argument developed. Evans was then attacked and stabbed in the chest with a knife. Frey was found barricaded inside his house and arrested. A ratchet knife, believed to be the murder weapon, was reportedly taken from his waistband. Relative charged with the murder of 3 women, including Jamaican, in New York. The 22-year-old relative of the 3 women, including a Jamaican, who were found stabbed to death in Queens, New York last week, has been charged. Police say Jabari Burrell detailed how he killed his relatives before stealing their 2004 Toyota Sienna and fleeing to Virginia. Burrell was allegedly covered in blood when Virginia law enforcement took him into custody on Tuesday for driving a stolen car. Police said while in custody, he waived his Miranda rights. Burrell is charged with 3 counts of murder in the first degree, 3 counts of murder in the second degree, and criminal possession of a weapon. On Friday morning, a home health aide found the 65-year-old Hyacinth Brown Johnson from Kingston, her daughter, 47-year-old Latoya Gordon, and her bedridden 26-year-old stepdaughter, Patrice Johnson, dead in their home. Police say 2 of the victims were stabbed to death and 1 died from severe head trauma. Burrell awaits extradition back to New York City. A motive for the killings has not been established. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.